All right, let's see if we can get this shit together here. Ugh. If anybody's here, just bear with me. We'll get it. We'll get it figured out. Oh man. Ugh. All right, let's drop the first line down and see what happens. Ugh. See if we got any fish right here. Good morning, whoever you are coming in there. Hey, Ed. I'm just getting my first line in. I got my tip ups in already, but I'm just getting my first little jig in. See what we can roust up here. Nice morning on the lake. Snide River, good morning. Yeah, I'm looking for that musky. I got three tip ups in with real big bait on. Wouldn't that be something to come up with a big bass or a muskie this morning? Well, I'm in a little bit different spot than I was a couple days ago. I figured I'd go a little shallower. So a couple days ago I was in 33 feet of water. Today I'm in 25. The tip ups they're in 25 to 20 feet of water. There's a couple more guys out on the lake and back of me. Right now I just had to get out of the cold for a few minutes, put the heater on, and do a little jigging. I got some fish right here right now. Just a matter of enticing them to bite the jig, which shouldn't be too hard to do here this morning. Come on, hit it. They're definitely there. You caught crap from the ice, that's good. Whatever. Oh man, I got some nice fish here. They're really coming up red, which means bigger. This is the spot I usually get some crappies. So I figured I'd try this instead of a bunch of perch, but I'll probably end up with a bunch of perch anyway. Come on, fish. Hope everybody's doing okay this morning. Oh, carp, not crap. Okay. Peace RW, good morning. I got here just at daybreak and I've been fooling around with my tip ups for a half hour, getting them all set up and in. Then I figured I'd have to get in the tent here and warm up a little bit. It was when I pulled up this morning and parked, it was 7 degrees. So that's not too bad. We got no wind, so it's not too bad actually outside. And I'll probably put the cover up in a little while once I get warmed up here. 3 tip ups, real big bait. Hopefully we'll get a real big fish. I had tip ups in, so figured I better move up a little shallower. Although I was catching the heck out of perch, I figured there might be some big fish around there, but they never showed up. Yeah, Travis, this weekend, I forget where you're located, but they're calling for high winds starting tonight, snow squalls, wind chills in the below zero. So I figured I better get my ice fishing done today because it's going to be a couple of days till I get out again. Oh, you're in Telford, okay? So you're basically in the same pot that I am. I'm down here. I live down near Trooper. Oh my God! Everybody knows where I live now. Oh shit. Yeah, I'm about 45 minutes from Marsh Creek too, depending on how you come. If you come down the turnpike, you come down pretty quick, but I take all the back roads, but it takes about 45 minutes. Come on, what'd they do? Take my bait already? I had fish come up right away. I got a hit. No, I still got plenty of bait on there. Just a matter of getting their attention again. I'm having my first cup of coffee here. As soon as I have that, I'm getting warmed up. I'll pull up the tent so you can see everything around. You take the back road for an hour, yeah. So do you ever get over here for ice fishing there, Travis, or what's going on? I'm sitting here off of Chalfont Road today, kind of where I was a couple of days ago. Milk City U, hello to you. Good morning. Thanks for coming in and checking things out. Doing a little ice fishing today, southeast Pennsylvania. Boy, we're having a good ice fishing season this year. We have better ice this year than we've had for a long time. Oh, you were out with Bob, huh? Oh yeah, you guys were over in Carpenter's Cove. That's another favorite spot. It's a pretty long walk from the parking lot. Ed, there's nobody actually with me, but there are 3 or 4 other people out and about. Nobody's actually tagging along with me. I'm a lone wolf. I'm a lone wolf most of the time. I have a good fishing buddy, but his health is not too great, so he doesn't get out anymore. It's a shame. Come on, fish, hit it. He's there. I'm watching my flasher. The fish are all over my lure. I just can't get him to bite it. I'd like to pull up some crappies today. Ah, they're really biting light today, really biting light. We'll get one here in a minute. There's one. This is probably a small perch. It doesn't feel like much of anything else. Let's see what we got here. Yep, I was right. Small perch anyway. There you go. Fish number 1. Somebody keep track of this because we're going to get a lot of fish today. If I can just get the hook out of his mouth. The perch have that real sharp gill cover, and boy, they can give you a hurting if you don't watch yourself. There you go. There's a nice, beautiful Marsh Creek perch. Down the hole he goes, I think. Go down, dude. There you go. All right, we're on the perch. Let me bait up a little bit with some fresh bait. This got kind of crappy already. Looking at the tip-ups out there, the flags are still down. So I got 2 tip-ups and I got a jaw jacker out there. If you guys know what a jaw jacker is. Travis, you might know what that is. Yeah, that perch was, you know what, I was thinking, as far as that perch goes, I'd like to have one about 4 or 5 inches and put him out on one of the tip-ups. That's definitely musky bait, though. I know, Ed, you know that for sure. But if I get a small one, I'm going to go out and put it on one of the tip-ups. I brought 4 tip-ups today. One of them bit the bullet here. It didn't work out very well today. So I got 3. I got 2 tip-ups and a jaw jacker. I bought it last year. Haven't caught a damn thing on it yet, but it's kind of neat. Hopefully it'll get something. I'll get it broke in. I got this phone holder, kind of like Bob has, Travis, if you know what he's got. goes around your neck and then it sits right in front of you. The only problem I have with it, I kind of knew it was going to happen sooner or later, but it kind of fell out of the holder. And luckily it didn't go down the hole. It went back down into my sled. So now I got it fashioned at the bottom so it don't pop out. Mr. Brown, hey, I got something to tell you. I saw your live last night. However, you had your comments turned off, and I couldn't put a comment up there. Make sure you get those, you set it so the comments are on. But I saw you were pretty excited over getting live there. Oh, yeah, I almost had another one. Boy, they're biting light. Holy mackerel. I didn't even feel them till I moved the rod up. There's a lot of fish down there, though. There he is. There's number 2 coming up. This feels like a little bit bigger than the last one. Oh, yeah, that's a nice one. Look at that one. That's a nice fat perch. I bet he's full of eggs. You can bet your butt he's full of eggs. I'm going to keep a couple of them today because I want a fish dinner tonight. So we're going to keep that guy. Told my wife we'd have a fish dinner tonight. Little fish fry. So we got to keep a couple. That's number 2. We got some fish here. Flags are still down. I'm trying to get my coffee. I'm trying to drink my coffee, but let's see. When you go live, you got to put no, it's not for kids, and then comments show up. Oh yeah, very good piece. I'm glad you mentioned that. I didn't realize that myself. But I always go not for kids. That's just the safest way to do things. Go not for kids and make sure your comments are turned on. Very good piece. Thanks for... The hell? Oh. I hope I get about... I'd like to get about 10 perch for a fish fry tonight. Yeah, Mr. Brown, make sure you get that done because I saw your live. You were so excited you were beside yourself. I guess it was your better half there also, but just the look on your face was kind of funny. But I know it's pretty exciting. Once you get used to it, I think you'll like it more. Yeah, Peace. I never actually knew that you had to go not for kids to turn your chat on. But I always, like I said, I always go not for kids. It's just the safest way to go. Bruce Morris, good morning to you. Already got 2 on the two perch already, and I'm in a little bit different spot than I was the other day. I'm a little bit shallower. I was 33 feet the other day. Today I'm at 25. But we got fish here. And I got 3 tip-ups out with real big bait on. Hopefully we'll find a big bass or a musky. Wouldn't that be neat? Wouldn't that be so neat to get a musky up through the ice? I think so. The flasher's showing quite a bit of fish activity down there. And the heater feels so good. Oh, here's my coffee. Forgot about it. I'll open up the tent in just a little bit so you can see the tip-ups and stuff. Right now I'm just it took me about a half hour to get the tip-ups in. I'm sitting on probably a foot of ice, probably 9 or 10 inches of good clear ice, and then a bunch of snow ice. But it took a while to drill those holes. I think it was like 25 turns. Oh, there was a good hit and I missed them. It's like 25 turns on the auger. That was a good hit and I missed him. I start talking with the chat, and my concentration isn't as good as it is when I'm watching the fish. Sometimes the chat is more interesting than the fishing. 21 people in here. Thank you, everybody, for coming in to check things out. We're ice fishing today. Southeast Pennsylvania, just to keep you all updated. We're fishing for perch and crappies and sunfish, and also tip-ups out there for bass and muskies with big bait on, big minnows. It's a heck of a nice morning. I got here right at dawn, right when it was getting light. It was 7 degrees, but no wind, so it's actually not too bad. I got to check my bait. That was a really good hit, and he probably yanked the bait off. Let's see what we got. Just a kind of a chartreuse colored jig with waxworm on it. That's all I'm using. That's all you got to use. That's the other day when I was here, I started out with a hot pink jig, and that worked pretty good. And then a couple hours later, I switched over to this chartreuse one, but I figured I'd start out with this one this morning. It's a, most people would refer to that machine, my flasher, as a Vexilar. This is actually a very old model. It's a Hondex. And Hondex, a company called Hondex, was making these things, and then Vexilar bought them out. So this is actually an antique. This is really old, but it works great. I bought it for $25 off a friend of mine. And you can buy a new one for about $350. Vic Morrison, I'm just fishing for panfish here in the hut, and outside I got a couple tip-ups out there with real big bait on, hopefully a big bass or even a muskie. There's a lot of muskies in this lake. There's a lot of good bass, there's a lot of muskies. Used to have walleyes, but doesn't have walleyes anymore. They don't stock them anymore. Yeah, Ed, it is quiet today. Depending on how good the battery is, when the battery starts getting low, it starts making noise, and everybody starts complaining about it. But it's quiet today. Do you know how to pin comment? Peace, you know what? I really don't know how to do that. I see people do it all the time, but please go ahead and enlighten me and Mr. Brown. Pea butter, I got it for 25 bucks off a friend. He had bought a newer unit and didn't want this one anymore, and he made me an offer that I couldn't refuse, obviously. Because even you go on eBay and look at used ones, everybody wants over 200 bucks for a good FL8 Vexilar. Come on, fish. He's there. Here he comes. Here he comes. Come on, fish. Funny you ask, because I'm not live right now, but my mind serves me. Right on the bottom of the phone, there is a spot. There probably is. I'll have to look. I'll have to look into that. I'll have to Google it later today. I know a lot of people do that. Travis, you might know how to do it. I know Bob does it all the time. I never. I see it done, but I never looked to see how they do that. And yeah, there might be something at the bottom there that pins it. There is kind of a goofy looking icon that I never saw before. Come on, fish, hit it. You can pin a comment to keep track of how many fish you caught so people know when coming. Yeah, I know. Why don't you do that for me? I know other people have done it for me. I just don't know how to do it myself. Push on their name and you have the option to pin. Ah, well, I can't push on my name. There's got to be a way for me to do it. There's so many things that I still have to learn about going live. Every time I see Bob, I pick his brain for about this this that or the other thing, and he's more than happy to give me the tips. Bob's the one that got me started on going live. I saw him last spring down at the river and asked him about it, and he explained the whole process to me. And like I said, every time I see him, I have a question or two for him. You can't comment since you're live. I know I can't, but ask someone to say how many fish you caught, then you can pin their comment. Oh. Come on, I got fish right there. When the fish come in, if two or three come in at once, one of them's going to whack it quick because it's kind of competitive. But when just one comes in, yeah, they take their good old time to think about it. Hit the like button. Yeah, hit the like button. Hit the like button. Hey, if you like what you see, you can subscribe to the channel too. That always helps. Come on, fish. Come on, fish. Fish, fish, fish. Always happens. As soon as you keep a fish figuring you're going to get more, then you don't get any more. I kept that one perch, and apparently it was bad luck. We'll get in it. We'll get some more here. They're moving around. I'm in a good spot. This is usually the area that I get the crappies in, but I think it might be a little bit too late in the morning. Anthony Serrano, good morning to you. Dirty Bird. I'm in southeast Pennsylvania. I'm at Marsh Creek State Park. You can look that one up. This place is no secret. It's a big lake. I'm not gonna upset anything by telling you where I'm at. It's a big lake. You can fish anywhere on the lake. The whole thing's frozen. There's safe ice every place. I think next week I'm going to go out to the middle of the lake. There's a big hump out there, and sometimes the fish congregate on it. But I figured today I'll stick with this. Yeah, Peace, thank you. It's I'm getting close to 3, so they every time I go live I pick up a few more. I hope everybody enjoys it. I try to keep up with the comments, try to interact with the people that are in the chat. And Mr. Brown, that's a good tip right there. When you go live, you watch your chat and you interact with these people, because they want to talk to you. You want to talk to them. You want to answer their questions. So you got to keep them. You got to stay involved. You can't just go live and never say anything. You got to interact it. Right, Anthony? You know. It's $11 a good price for. $11 is a really good price for 250 waxworms. I get mine from. Where do I get mine from? Wait, I'll think of it in a second. I'm having a senior moment. Let's see. I get them shipped in from. Oh my God, I can't think of it. Oh, a senior moment, folks. A senior moment. Best Bait in Marblehead, Ohio. I get them shipped priority mail. I get 250, shipping included, for $20. So if you're getting them for 11, you are getting one heck of a good deal. You live right on Lake Erie? Yes, it is. I'd love to get fish for perch on Erie. Keep that many fresh in the core. Yeah, $11 is a super price for 250 waxworms. As long as they're good, healthy waxworms. And when I get mine, I open it up right away. There might be 2 or 3 dead ones in there. You pick them out right away. And then I'd say every other day, you want to look at them and pick out the dead ones and get rid of them. Get rid of any of them that are making a cocoon. So you just gotta keep them fresh. Go look at them every 2 days. Yeah, usually here comes a fish. Wait a minute. Usually up on Lake Erie, they always near the end of the season they always have a bunch of guys that get stranded out there on the ice. It'll probably happen this year because I got some big fish here. Because it is a good year for ice. There he is. There's one. There's number 3 coming up. Boy, the bite is light. I didn't even feel him. I picked the rod up to jig it and felt the weight. They are not hammering it. Another little perch. Almost bait size. Too small to keep, that's for sure. The other day, when I was here the other day, there's that perch. They're pretty, aren't they? When I was here, I was catching perch, and a blue heron came by and stood about 20 feet away from the hut, and I was feeding him the smaller perch I was getting. That was pretty neat. That's on the live. If you want to go back through there and check it out. I even marked my last live. I even marked where it is in the comments, so you can go right to it. Still no action on the tip ups. Excuse me, folks. Some of us fishermen call perch baby walleyes. Yeah, you know what? They're as good as walleye as far as eating. We used to have good walleyes in this lake, and I'm talking about the 80s and early 90s, and then they quit stocking it, so I haven't heard of one being caught for a long time. But it used to be a pretty good walleye lake. They just didn't do a natural spawn, so, and I don't know why they quit stocking it. They stock the hell out of muskies in this lake, and I think that might have something to do with why there's not a lot of big perch or crappies. We used to get 10, 12, 14-inch perch out of this lake, real jumbos, and that back in the 80s and 90s, and crappies. But now you're lucky if you get a 9-inch perch, or if you're lucky if you get a 9 or 10-inch crappie. Unfortunate, but I think a combination of the fishing pressure and the muskies have something to do with it. And I'm not complaining, but I think that has something to do with it. But the fishing pressure is absolutely tremendous around here. This lake is no secret. Where are you fishing at? Big Buck Dude. Hey, good morning. I'm in southeast Pennsylvania. I'm at Marsh Creek State Park. I do try to answer everybody's question. If I do miss it, it's only because the chat moves so quick. So if you don't get your question, if you don't get your question answered by me or somebody else, ask again. Don't be shy. Come on, you. There it is. Here I am. Here's who you're talking to. can't get, I can't get far enough away from the camera. It fills the whole thing up. Adventures. DCP, good morning to you. Thank you for coming in to check things out. We're catching perch this morning. Got 3 so far. Almost had another one there. I got plenty of fish here. Got my tip-ups out with real big bait on for bass or muskies, but they're not getting any action just yet. Boy, I got some fish down here. Oh, geez, I missed that one. They're biting real light. Almost, they don't even move the line. You just kind of got to feel them. DCP, good morning. Let's see, I think I said that to you already. I don't know if you guys know what the flasher is, but the part that's moving right there, that's my lure. The big red spot is the bottom. So I put my lure down in there, and if a fish comes off the bottom to look at the bait, it'll be another big red spot all by itself. See if I can zoom in there a little bit so you can watch it. That's my lure moving up and down. The bottom mark that's moving up and down is my lure. The little green one is just my swivel that's on my line. And then the big red area that's where the bottom is. And if a fish comes off the bottom, it'll be another big red mark that comes up. That's when you get all excited. So you just kind of jig it a little bit and stop it and let it sit there a little bit and jig it some more a little bit. See if you can entice them. I got to check my bait because I did have a good hit there a minute ago. But I'm trying to bring a fish up off the bottom for us. All right, wait a minute. Yeah, there's one there now. See how big and red that got all of a sudden? That's a fish right at my lure. And he just hit it and I missed him. See that red spot there, that big red spot? That one right there that's near the bottom, that's a fish. I'm gonna put my lure right on down to him. He's still there. See if I bring my lure up. See, now there's a couple of them there. We're gonna get one of these fish to hit. Because when 2 or 3 of them get together, they get competitive. Well, I guess I lied about that, huh? Anyway, that's how that works. The deal that you got on this locator, I'll give you 50 in paper shipping. Nope. Nope, I wouldn't let this go. This was the best deal I've ever had in my life on anything. And I bought this probably 6, 7, 8 years ago from my buddy. When he brought it in, I asked him how much you want. I figured he'd say, $100, $200. He said 25, and I couldn't get my wallet out fast enough. Yeah, it's actually an antique. It was made before Vexilar made them. This is called a Hondex. You can see the name of it there, FL8. So Hondex was making these, and Vexilar bought them out and put their name on it. And then you started seeing everybody has a Vexilar FL8, FL18s. They had, this is the earlier model. It doesn't have much suppression when you get, like if you're fishing with somebody else and they have one too and they're pretty close to you, you're going to get a lot of static. Come on, fish. Hit it, hit it, hit it. Whoops. Sorry, I got you away from there. Okay, here comes the fish. See him there? The flashing part of it right at the bottom, that's a fish. Come on up. If you can get him off the bottom, you can usually get him to hit. But they are hitting light today. They just kind of grab it. I'm going to check my bait because I did have a pretty good whack. That's my lure coming back up. And that's what I'm using for bait right there. Little waxworm. And down we go. Now, see that mark going down? That's my lure going back down. Sometimes the fish will come screaming right back up as soon as you put your lure down there. Pennsylvania perch, yes. Come on, fishy fish. Come on, fishy fish. What did we get so far? 3? 3 or 4? I think we got 3. I'll give you all a look around the lake here in a couple minutes. I'll pull the tent up, and there's no wind, so it won't blow out the heater. Not too worried about that. And we'll take a walk down there and look at the tip-ups. Break the ice free. Do a little tip-up maintenance. 22 people in here. Zircon was bought out by Hummingbird. I didn't know that, Anthony. Huh. Hummingbird's been around a long time too, huh? God, I had some antique of them. Come on, fishy fish. I would have thought it to be the other way around. I would have thought Merkham would have bought out Hummingbird. But I guess not. I don't keep up on those things like some of you guys do. Anyway, everybody that's in here, please feel free to ask questions, say hi, or just kind of hang out. If you like what you see, hit the like button, please. Appreciate that. But you're welcome to hang out and see what I'm doing here. I'm southeast Pennsylvania doing some ice fishing for panfish, and I got 3 tip-ups out, which I'll show you in a few minutes, with big bait on, hopefully for bass or muskies. Let me zoom out here a little bit. So I'm just sitting in my little flip-over hut with the heater on, enjoying it. Oh, there's a fish coming. Come on. Come on. There he is. So zoom back in there again, you see this happening. Watch this fish come off the bottom. And again, that's my lure. They are moving. There was a fish there a minute ago, but he left. A lot of them come up and they look at it and sniff it, and then I call them sniffers, and then they go back down. But they're biting really light. Barely feel it when they hit it. How deep is it there? I'm at 25 feet there, Peace. 24 feet, okay. Anthony must be looking at the... Nah, according to my flasher, it's 25 feet. A couple of days ago, I was in a little bit different spot here. It was in 33 feet. I got a whole mess of perch that day. Come on, you. Come on, you fish. Sometimes if you get it going like this, that'll get their attention and they'll come over to look at it. You can do all kinds of stuff. You can let it sit still, or you can just jig a little bit, or you can move a lot. You just got to figure out what triggers them. Sometimes it's the color of the lure. Well, let's see if I can zoom in a little more. See, it's at 25 feet right there. Couldn't be more. It couldn't be more exactly at 25. I really enjoy everybody coming in and talking about this and asking questions and talking amongst yourself. It's something I really enjoy. Thanks everybody for coming in. Ben, good morning to you. Thank you for coming in to check things out. Now you can read it. Yeah, if I go in there close enough, you can read it. Yeah. Oh, you put your glasses on there, Peace. Let's see. George Clare. Hello, nobody here fishing for carp. Can I describe the Vexilar? Well, actually, oh God, here we go. It's a very old unit called a Hondex, which is a company called Hondex was making these, and then Vexilar bought them out, and now they're basically made by Vexilar. You can find them on eBay or in sporting goods stores. So it's just a flasher that shows you a bunch of stuff, and basically the big red mark is the bottom, and you can see it's at 25 feet. That part there that I'm moving, that's my lure. The little green spot up above it is just my swivel on my line. So when a fish comes out, they will come out and it'll be another red mark right at my lure. And it's got all kinds of cool settings on it and stuff. Look at my tip-ups. No, nothing there. I got 3 tip-ups out there today, for actually 2 tip-ups and a jaw jacker, which I'll show you shortly. I keep promising I'll go out and show you this stuff, and I don't do it. We'll take a walk around and I'll show you the lake. We'll see how many people are fishing. I'll put my pole down here and hopefully nothing will come grab it and pull it in. So let's pull the top up here. And we'll get up and we'll take a little walk. This is my tip-ups out here in front of me. When a fish takes the bait, of course, most of you probably know the little flag that you see on there will pop up in the air. And then you get all excited and come running over and see what you got. This one here is my jaw jacker. Some of you might know what that is. But I bought this last year. I haven't got anything on it, but it works basically like a tip up, but it automatically will set the hook, because when a fish takes the bait, it'll release the tension on the rod that's bent over and set the hook, just like you would if you had it in your hand. But what I want to do is break the ice a little bit here. See, we do get a bit of ice gathered up on it. So what I did was break it off there. Just got to open it up a little bit. So we'll take a look at the lake. This is a 600 and I think 30-acre lake. I'm just in one of the bigger coves. Not too many people out today. I see 1, 2, 3 people. That's it. There was more people here this morning. They all went somewhere else, I guess. So we're walking around here a little bit. I got real big minnows on those tip-ups. I wish the heck something would find them. Trying not to move around too fast so you can see everything, but you got let's see if I zoom in a little bit. You got a few people here and there. Now I see the chat moving, but I really can't read it. It's so bright out here, so I'll try to catch up when I get back in the hut. Have another cup of coffee. There's my hut. It just, you can sit in it just like that, or you can flip it all the way down like I had it, and be in your nice little heated area. But it holds all my gear. And I got another really good buy on this. A guy had it for sale for $150 this fall. And I've had 2 of them before, but I got rid of them. But I saw this one on Marketplace, and I went to look at it and I offered him $125, and he took it. So I got that for $125. That was another good deal I couldn't pass up. All right, let me get back in. And we'll try to catch up on the chat. I know you all are talking about something. Put this back down, get some. Doesn't take long to get cold. That's for sure. I wish there was a way to secure this thing, but there ain't. All right, hang on here. Hang on, folks. We'll get my shit together in a minute. All right. Now, let me try to catch up on the chat here. Pickerel are from the Esox. Yes, you're correct about that. There's musky. Yep, there's musky in the lake. It was heating outside. Ned Pryatt, thank you. Spuds, thank you very much for coming in to check things out. God, what else did I miss? I'm sorry, guys. The jawjackers or anything like it is amazing how many people use this kind of. Yeah, the jawjackers, it's funny about them because the state of Pennsylvania had them outlawed for a long time, and just 2 years ago, after enough people put pressure on them, they finally said, okay, you can use jawjackers, but they had them banned. You couldn't use them. You weren't allowed to use them. That's why I bought one last year, because they finally said, okay, go ahead and use them. I'd like to know why I gotta fix something here, folks. Wait a second. My shelter is not properly released for some reason here. And it's a little better. There we go. All right, now let's see. And again, if I missed, if you guys asked questions or something of me and I missed it when I was walking around outside, ask again. Start doing a little jigging here, see if we can get another perch. I got what I got so far, 3 or 4? I think 3. George Clark. Nobody here again. What? What's the biggest fish? If it is big, how do you get it through the hole? I'll tell you what, George, it would take a hell of a big fish to not fit through the hole. It's a 7-inch hole, and I know it looks like, like a big fish may not fit through it, but there's not too many fish that won't fit through it. Now I got some fish right here on my lure. See if we can get one. Come on, hit it. Sometimes all you see is just a little bit of movement in your line. If you actually feel them hit, that's kind of rare. I got the fish coming up, but they're not hitting it. Better check my bait. I could also put a different color lure on. Sometimes that's all it takes. See, this is a chartreuse. I could put a hot pink on. Matter of fact, I think I will change my color of my lure. Let me find my lure box here a minute. Bear with me, folks. I'm fiddling around in my tackle box, looking for my lures. Just hang on there. Yeah, let's see here. See, I got plenty of choices. I got enough crap. But I'm going to put a hot pink on because that was working quite good the other day. Something like this. Might put something a little bit bigger on. Nah, it'll be all right. That's a good one. That's a good one to play with. All right, give me a minute to change things around here. Everybody just entertain yourself. We're gonna snip this one off. Put it back in the box. The fish are down there waiting for me. I'm going to give them a hot pink. I can't even see this thing. This might be too small. All right, we're going to tie this on here. Just hang on a minute. 1, 2. I use a, and this will start an argument. I use a improved clinch knot on all my lures. And now this will start an argument because everybody says, "Oh no, that's not the one. You're supposed to use a Palomar." Well, you know what? I've been using this one for many years, and I kind of like it. So, whatever's your favorite knot, that's fine. But there's a good topic. What knots do you guys like to use tie your lures on and all that junk? You know, I did this wrong. I can't get it. Oh, there it goes. All right, I used the improved clinch. Okay, good. I like it. I mean, I use it for my lures, for everything. I use it for when I'm fishing, even for the big fish, the big flatheads and stuff. Tie the hooks on, tie the lures on, tie everything on. Tough to beat it. It's easy to learn how to tie it, and it's a very versatile knot. But usually I get a pretty good argument going even mentioning it. All right, let me put my lure box away. You got it when you're in a little hut like this. You got to keep everything in its place because it can get out of hand real quick. All right, down we go with the new lure. Hot pink, baby, hot pink. There it goes. Now you can see my lure going down there. Uh-oh, it's starting to make a little noise. See if we can get a fish to come up and look at the new color. Zoom me in here a little more so you can see it. So again, the big red spot, the big red area is the bottom. It's at 25 feet. The part that's moving is my lure. If a fish comes off the bottom, he'll come up and he'll make another red mark off the bottom. And now that I said that, let's see, certain fishing line. Yeah, Anthony, you're right about that for sure. But I've never found a need for another knot, although I know a couple different ones. No matter what, if I'm using braid or monofilament or whatever. But yeah, there's room for change. But since I'm not a professional, I don't give a crap. Miss Q60. Good morning to you. Thanks for dropping in. We're ice fishing today, southeast Pennsylvania. The ice is good. This is the best ice we've had for many, many years. The last couple of years, we only got a week or two of ice. This year, it's absolutely like it used to be many, many years ago. I remember some years ago, we would fish into the end of March. Right on this lake. But this is the best ice we've had for a long time. Hey, you know, I've watched so many people ice fish and I've never been ice fishing. Well, you ought to get gear and go on out there and ice fish. It's fun. All you got to do is dress warm. And I think we were talking about this the other day. For less than $100, you can get what you need. Now you won't get a heater and a flasher and a tent and all that stuff, but you'll be able to get a rod or two and some lures and a drill. Well, if you don't get ice there, then I understand why you haven't been ice fishing. Yeah, Mark, I got 2 tip-ups and a jaw jacker out there with real big bait on, hoping for a big bass or a musky. Yeah, I don't think you can. I'll try to give you a look at them real quick here. Hang on. I'll pull up. Give you a look there and see. Let's see. I don't even know if you can see them. Wait a minute. Let me zoom out. All right, now you can see them. They're sitting out there. Jaw jacker and 2 tip-ups. Enough of that. We don't get ice. Okay. Every time I lift it up, I lose all my heat and it gets cold in here again. But I do it for everybody in the chat so they can actually see that there's something going on out there. I was out walking around a few minutes ago. There was 3 other people on the ice. Of course, this is Friday. Tomorrow with the weather, it's going to be tough, but usually on the weekends, you'll get a pretty good crowd out here. But it's a 630-acre lake, and they spread out, so it doesn't get so crowded. It's disgusting, but there's 3 or 4 different coves they can fish in. Mrs. Scooter. Hey, good morning to you. I'm looking to that too. We got some bad weather coming in for the weekend, but I think Monday or Tuesday I'll be out again. And I think I'll come to this lake, but I'm going to go out in the middle of the lake I know the ice is good out there, but I just haven't been out there yet this year. We're catching some perch this morning. I think I got three so far. They're biting real light. I actually kept one pretty decent sized one, and then didn't catch another one after that. It happens so much when you figure, okay, I'll keep a couple fish for I'm going to keep them for dinner, and you keep one, and then you don't get any more. But I'll be here for a while, so I'm sure we'll get a couple more. Mrs. Scooter, tell Mr. Scooter I said hi. I know he's addicted to that fishing game he's got. Hopefully, hopefully he'll be able to get away from that and fish for flatheads again this spring. Hopefully he won't get so hooked on that he forgets about real fishing. 20 people in here. Thanks everybody for coming in to check things out. Feel free to ask questions or just hang out and watch all this fabulous action. Right now I can't get a fish. I changed from chartreuse color lure to hot pink, and ain't nothing looking at the hot pink. But it's nice and toasty warm in here. Come on, fishy, fishy. What's the name of the rod? Boy, this is an ugly stick, believe it or not. You can tell by the wrappings. This is the Shakespeare ugly stick. That's all I can tell you. I think it's probably a 36 inch or 32. Pretty light action, perfect for panfish. So those that can't see this gentleman, I believe he's like, yeah, okay, 29. Thanks a lot. There, peace. Let me show you. That's the best one. Usually when I go live, I have a little thing about guess how old I am. And if you think I'm 29 or 30, you're so far off. It's not funny. But I'll try to give you. This will give you some idea how old I am. I'm an old dude, but I love my fishing. I love it, and I enjoy being with all you folks in the chat. But I am far from 30 years old. I've kept myself in fairly good shape. But if anybody wants to take a wild guess how old I am, go for it. Big Boss, the walleye run. Where at? And the walleyes, if you're talking about a walleye run when they spawn, that's usually like end of March or April. Yeah, I know, Anthony, so be quiet. 72, you're getting close. One way or the other, I'm not going to tell you which way. But you're getting close. Fox River, Wisconsin. I kind of figured you might be in Wisconsin. Is that near Saginaw? I'm not sure where Fox River is, but it does empty in. Does it empty into Saginaw? I fished a lot for walleyes up in Canada, and I've fished the Bay of Quinte, and they have a walleye spawn, and they go up there in April, and you can walk on the damn walleyes that are coming up the Napanee River. It's amazing. Green Bay, okay. Yeah, it's really something to see the walleye spawn. Fox River is one of only 2 rivers on the planet that flow north. Ah, okay. Little lesson in geography there. Thank you there, big boss. Yanking with them dogs. Hey, what's happening? I don't remember that name, but you got a wrench, so basically I'm sure you've been here before. The biggest in the fox was 27.75. Is that pounds or inches? It can't be pounds. It's got to be inches. And then during the run, are you spearing them? Oh, it was Derek. Okay. How come you changed your name, man? Oh, we got fish here. Ah, I missed them. Ugh. There he is. Got him. Got him. Boy, did he bite light. Holy mackerel. He really bit light. He just barely moved the line. A little perch. Spinning his life away. I got a swivel on there too, but still spinning. Anyway, there's number 4. He's a little guy. They are really, really pretty fish. Back in the hole he goes. No, head the other way. Go down. Sometimes you got to point them in the right direction and then they'll get going. So let's do that. There he goes. All right. We got him coming now. Better look at the tip ups here a minute. That's number 4. Not big enough to keep. I hate to keep the little ones, even though I want to fish Friday night. Keep them little ones. They're hard to fillet and you don't get much out of them. Let's see. There are big boss. There are crappies in the lake. However, I haven't got one today. There's not real big crappies in this lake. This lake is fished very hard. A lot of muskies, and I kind of blame that. But so the perch and the crappies don't really get that big. If you get a perch that's 9 or 10 inches, you got a whopper. And if you get a crappie that's 9 or 10 inches, you got a whopper. So years ago, it used to be much, much better for big jumbo perch and crappies, but now you have to put up with what you got. But yeah, there's a lot of crappies. There's a lot of muskies in this lake. That's why I got my tip ups out with big bait on. It's real good bass fishing, real good muskie fishing. One of my videos quite a while back, it's got a big muskie that follows my lure right up onto this bank. I was fishing from the shore. You might want to go back and look at that if you're bored to death. Tasty cake apple pies. I do got one. Let me see where the heck it is. Somebody's got a good memory there. Let's see, where did I put it? Where did I put it? Let me see. Oh my God, I lost it. Oh, here it is. Hang on. I'll show you. I'll prove to you that I got my tasty cake apple pie. Wait, I'm digging it out of the bag just to show everybody whether I'm fishing in the summer or winter, I always have a snack with me, and usually it's a tasty cake apple pie. I'll eat that later. I'll be eating that later. Not yet. It's not apple pie time yet. Now, when I was out here a few days ago, I was all set up. I could only stay live for, I think it was about an hour and a half because I forgot my charger from my phone, but I did bring that today, so we will be on for a while. So either drill a million holes or shack up and hope for the best. That's kind of what I do. I try to pick out a good spot that I know this lake like the back of my hand. So I try to pick out a good spot with structure or whatever, and drill my holes, and I just take what I get. Years ago, I would, I'd fish a hole for 10 minutes and then move around. But I'm not into that anymore. So I try to pick out a good spot based on what I know about the lake, and just have fun sitting there doing that. You thought I fell through the ice. You ain't gonna fall through this ice, Ed. It's 9 inches of good ice and 3 inches of white ice, and we ain't falling through. Actually, I ended the chat saying that I couldn't stay on. I had to go because it was running. My battery was low, and I kissed everybody goodbye and didn't do anything to make you think I fell through unless you weren't paying attention. What's my depth? 25 feet there, big boss. And as my tip-ups go out straight in front of me, it'll go down to 20. Got another fish here. Let's see if I can get him. Come on, fish. He's right there looking at it. See if I pull my lure up. See that other green mark? Let me show you. See my lure moving there. That other mark right at the bottom that's yellow, that's a fish sitting there. See if I can get him to come off the bottom again. Come on. Now watch. Come on. You got to entice him to come off the bottom. Get them off the bottom, there's a good chance they're going to hit. Paul Train. Oh, well, I wizard here from Minnesota. Things here are pretty slow. Well, pretty slow. At least if you're out there and the action is slow, then it's still good. Unless you want to drive miles on the ice to specific spots. Well, we aren't driving on this ice. This is a 630 some acres. It's a nice lake. It's got good depth. It's got good structure. A lot of humps and bumps and weed beds and coves. So it's pretty diversified. Here comes fish. Here comes fish. Now watch. See the fit? Watch. There's a couple of them there. They ought to be biting. See all that red mess there? That's fish. Come on up. Come on up. Come on up. Here it comes. You come right up to it. You bring your lure up, and usually they follow it. There he is. I got him. Oh no, he got off. Shoot. Ah. That was exciting. Let me zoom back out here again so you all don't get a headache. See, he's right there again. Here he comes. There he is. I got that one. All right, boy, they're biting light. Wow. Just barely moved the line. He's coming up, coming up, coming up, coming up. Nice perch, nice perch. There he is. What's that, number 5? I lost track. It's either 4 or 5. I think it's 5. I think I'll keep this one. He's big enough to fillet. I'm trying to get just enough for a little bit of a fish fry tonight at home. Come on, you. So we'll keep him. I'm using just a little jig. Hot pink. Tipped with a wax worm. That's all you got to use. I'll show you here in a minute. Just put the wax worm on like this. Thread him onto the hook. Just like that. That's all you need. There it is. They love it. They love it. All right, back down you go. Now you watch on the flasher. See, that's my lure going down. And just about to the bottom. And we got a fish looking at it already. Get a fish to come off the bottom, usually they will hit it. But you got to figure out if you just got to hold it still or if you got to move it a little bit or what. It's always a challenge to figure out what it takes to make that fish bite. You got to go, Print Realty. Thanks for coming in. Appreciate you being here. Hope to see you next time. I think I'm about ready for another cup of coffee. Oh, here come the fish. Here they come. Boy, he come off the bottom real quick. Let's see if I can show you that. And watch, when I lift my lure up, see the other red mark right there near the bottom? That's the fish. See if I can get him to come up again. Come on, watch. Here he comes, he's getting ready to come up. Come on, just jiggle the lure a little bit. Drop it down, pick it up. He's right there. He wants it. Here he comes. Hit, hit. There you go. That's the fish coming up. And he went back down. It's so exciting. Keep the lure moving. Yep, Anthony, I know. It just depends on how much you want to move it. Just a little bit. Sometimes you move it and let it sit there for a second or two. But that's the whole thing about this. You got to figure out what triggers the bite. They come look at it. Do they want it to sit still, or do they want it to move away, or do they want it to go down? Or you just got to figure it out. And the color of the lure has a lot to do with things as the day moves on. I haven't tried white yet. Sometimes white works really good in this lake. The water's pretty clear, and a white lure would be a good choice. I gotta find somebody that wants to sell me an underwater camera for 20 bucks. Looking for a good deal on that. Double tap. MRT, I'm in southeast Pennsylvania. I'm on Marsh Creek State Park if you want to look that up on Google. Gerald 6 Jones. Yeah, the flashers basically to show you the bottom. You can see your lure and you can see if any fish come around. That's pretty much how they work. And when the fish come around, then you got to figure out what you got to do to your lure to make them bite. If you can get 2 or 3 panfish looking at it at once, usually one of them will get it. They get a little competitive. But when you just have one, here comes a couple now. Come on, hit it. Ah, missed them. Boy, they are hitting light. There he is. Woo! Coming up. Coming up, coming up, coming up, coming up. Another, he's tangled up in my transducer. Oh no. Ooh, there's musky bait there, huh? That's a musky bait there. Except I'm too lazy to take it out and put him on one of the lines right now. But that would be good musky bait. That's I don't know, what is he, 6 inches maybe? Because the muskies in this lake definitely feed on perch. Go down, go down. There you go. Good job. Good job there, Mr. Perch. Good job. If I got like a 4-inch one, I would definitely go out and put it on one of the tip-ups. That's the muskie's main forage in this lake. It's full of small perch, and they love them. Lacrosse Ice Kings? I don't even know what that is. You mean my boots? My boots are almost as old as I am. I've had these since the 1980s. These are, I don't know what the hell they are. They're so old. Let's see, what's the name of these things? Oh, these are sorels. That is, if you're referring to the boots, yeah. These are sorels. I've had these probably since the mid-80s, early 90s. It's a good boot. Never had a problem with them. However, if you get in the slush and stuff, they aren't totally waterproof. So that's the only downside of them. They look a lot like Ice Kings. Now they're old sorels. I look at the newer boots all the time, but these work so good for me. Why give up on them? Why spend the extra money on them? Don't need them. All my stuff's old. I'm old and all my stuff's old, but it works. Now, if Lacrosse would like to send me a pair of new boots as a sponsor, they can just go ahead and do that. I'll give him permission right now. That probably won't happen, huh? Yep. If it ain't broke, don't replace it. Just like my flasher here. Flasher's an antique for sure. Probably from the 80s. Probably the newest thing I got is this heater. I got this heater, and then I got a bigger tent for ice fishing when I would have somebody with me, one of those pop-up tents. And I have a bigger Mr. Heater for that I use. Boy, I wish something would hit those big minnows on those tip-ups. There's a good bunch of big bass in this lake and muskies. Yeah, I'm happy with this little heater. It heats up this. It's probably got to be close to 70 degrees in here. I don't know what the temperature is outside. It's probably in the middle teens or so. When I got here this morning, it was 7 degrees, so I'm sure it went up a little bit since then. For those of you that aren't around this area right here, we're expecting a cold front to come through tonight with heavy winds tomorrow. Wind chill factors below 0. And that's going to last pretty much all weekend. So today is my last ice fishing day for probably a while. I'll definitely get out next week. Tuesday or Wednesday, I'm not sure which day. But we got to let this front come through and pass over and get stable again. Swedish pimple. Yeah, you know, I got plenty of them with me. Number 3s, number 4s. I got all kind of lures with me. But like everything else, I get stuck with one thing and I kind of like it and um, everybody always wants me to do something different. That's okay. I hear you. If I was fishing for walleyes, I'd be fishing with a big Swedish pimple and a couple minnows. But right now, I'm just trying to get enough perch for a little fish fry at home tonight. That's all. Single jig and minnow. Yeah, I have some small minnows too. Where are they at? They're outside someplace. They're probably frozen. I should bring my minnow bucket in here, shouldn't I? Maybe I'll go out and get my minnow bucket and try a minnow head. Sometimes works really good. Just let me raise things up here. Let all the heat out for a minute. Where's my minnow bucket? Oh, there it is right there. All right, folks, give me a second. There's my minnow bucket. In here is my minnow bucket. Yes. I like to put some weight on it so it doesn't blow away. Although there's absolutely no wind today. Whew, there's my tip ups. Hope you can see them. I can't even see the screen, it's so bright out here. But here's the lake. Looks like we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people out here. What a nice day. What a freaking nice day. You can have nice days and you can have freaking nice days, and this is a freaking nice day. All right. Single jig and a minnow. Stephen Boragios, or however you pronounce it. I'm in southeast Pennsylvania, folks. Southeast Pennsylvania. You can Google Marsh Creek State Park. There's my minnows right there. Small ones, big ones, whatever. I'll get a small one out, put it on here, and I'll use a different jig. We'll retire this for a few minutes, and I'll get my other rod out here. It does have a bigger spoon on. I'll put a minnow on this guy here. This is one of them other ones. What is this one called? I forget the name of these things. Anyway, it's blue and silver. And we'll put a minnow on here, and we'll see if that makes a difference. Do you count me? What are you talking about? Ed, what are you talking about? Do you count me? All right, let's get a minnow. Just a little one, just a little minnow we need. Yeah, there you go. Come here, you. We'll hook him up through the mouth, just like this. Whoops, he come off real quick. I don't know why. Yeah. Guess I better hook him in this way. They kick around so much they get unhooked, but here you go. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Now the flasher makes that noise when it gets, when the lure gets going down, but it'll stop in a minute here. When it sees the lure as interference and it starts making that noise. All right, now we got a jig on there with just a minnow. Let's see if something comes up and grabs it. All right, here comes something looking at it. He's looking at it. He says, what is that? Come on. I wonder where the crappies are. Usually in this spot here that I'm in, I usually do get crappies. But not today. Come on, fishy, fishy. You can tell they're there because right at the bottom you can see the movement of the color. And that's a fish right on the bottom. Yeah, you know what? And I'm watching it too. I don't see any fish moving through at any different depths. And I've always had luck with crappies right in this spot. That's why I came here today. And probably in the afternoon, if you stayed till 4:30 or 5 o'clock, you would end up with some. Timothy Hughes, back at it again. I see you got salmon eggs in your salmon eggs in my blood. Not really. I just love fishing. Yeah, and they usually hit it on the fall. You are correct, just like most fish do. Especially bass, they'll hit the lure when you let it fall a little bit, whether you're using spinner baits or rubber worms or whatever, but I'm talking open water fishing, of course. They don't seem to like this minnow thing now. Who the heck talked me into using a minnow? They're not even coming up to look at it. I'll just hold it still for a minute and see what happens. Yeah, I know, Big Boss. I'm just kidding. No problem. I don't mind trying different stuff. I just wish something would work. I can't even get him to come look at this. Joseph May, how am I? Hello to you. Thanks for coming in to check things out. We're doing a little ice fishing. I'm doing fine. I hope you're doing okay too. Mr. Brown, are you still here? Hey, Donna, get your butt out here. The ice is great. Am I warm enough? Oh, heck yeah, it's 80 degrees in this little shack of mine. It was 7 degrees when I got here this morning, but there's absolutely no wind, so it's really no problem. But I got my flip over shut and the heater on, as you can see, and It's got to be close to 70 degrees in here. It's fine. Where's Anyfin today? Anybody know? Where's he fishing? He's probably still fishing for. He found a place where there's some trout, and he wants to get as many trout as he can before they close the lake down. They will close the lake down that he's on. He's probably in the same on the same lake he's been for a couple of days because he's been catching trout, and I know he's keeping some of them for flathead bait later on in the year. Joseph May, you like to go fishing? Good, you ought to get out there and go. But thanks for popping in and checking things out. You're welcome to hang out a little bit and see what happens. I'm gonna quit using this lure and put my other one back on because this one's not drawing any attention at all. But I'll keep it handy just in case I changed my mind. Let me put my other little lure down there and see if I can entice a fish up here. Don't worry, the buzzing will stop in a minute, folks. Just relax. Anytime you have interference, that's what it does. Okay, little fishies, come on. Still don't have nothing on my tip-ups. Let's see, try everything except, oh God. Ed, be careful, somebody will kick you off for talking like that. Donna, well, that is truly awesome. It seems like you got all the latest equipment. Good luck. All right, Donna, I'm glad you could stop in, whether it's a couple minutes or an hour or whatever. You're always welcome. Always good to see you. Bob's got 3 rainbows. Yeah, I should go over there, but I was actually thinking of going over there, but I'm not into the trout scene, but I should go over there and fish with those guys. Manitro Putai, I don't know how to pronounce that, but thanks for coming in to check out what's happening here. Yeah, I know where he is, Ed. He doesn't like to mention it because it's not that big of a lake, and he doesn't want everybody in Philadelphia coming over to fish with him. So I don't mind mentioning this lake. It's big enough to handle some pressure, but come on, fish, where'd you go? Joseph May, you should go. I don't know where you're at, what state you're in, but here in Pennsylvania, we're expecting a heck of a cold front to come through. It's not going to be very good fishing weather. Big high winds, snow squalls. So I don't think there'll be too many people out this weekend. But next week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I'll be out again. And I think I'm going to try the middle of the lake. Oh, you're on Mille Lacs. Are you on Mille Lacs right now fishing, or are you just saying you're close to it? Magoo, thanks for coming in. Good walleye fishing on Mille Lacs, man. You should be catching them. You're out there fishing right now. You in a hut, I guess, or you in an actual ice fishing hut, or just a little tent, or what are you doing? That's a big lake, man. You got to really know where you're going out there. Oh, you got a wheelhouse. Oh man, you're living large, dude. Living large. I got this little flip over that seems to serve my purpose well. Where'd these fish go? I got two tip ups out and a jackhammer with real big minnows on, and hoping for a musky or a bass, but they're not seeing any action. And actually, I haven't seen a perch come in here for 10 minutes or so. Yeah, it's a pretty decent setup. It's basically just the flasher, the heater, and the flip over, and as long as you keep your crap organized, it's not too bad. Serves the purpose well. You ruined the river for yourself in Marsh Creek. I know you got a couple big muskies out of here when you were in your kayak. The one I remember you had to actually paddle over to shore and get out of your kayak to land him. That was a nice big one. But you are the guy that got me interested in fishing for flathead, so I thank you again for that. The fish alert? I'm not sure what you're talking about. It's starting to make a little noise now for some reason. Greetings from the Honduras. Maze Caro, hello to you. Good morning. We're in southeast Pennsylvania. It's about 9:45 in the morning, a.m. His and hers official. I think I just said it, but southeast Pennsylvania, Marsh Creek State Park. I'm in. I'm in. I'm in Bucks County, Pennsylvania. Well, you're not too far from here. I always get Bucks County and Berks County mixed up. I'm trying to figure out. I believe Bucks County is up in the north end. Berks County is over to the northwest. That machine you got in front of your ice hole, okay. It's working out pretty good. At least it shows me when there's fish coming around. But right now we don't have the fish coming. What I get so far, 5 perch. That's about it. Yeah, you're closer to Philly. Okay, well, it's a heck of a good ice fishing year this winter. Better than it's been for a long, long time. And we got more cold weather on the horizon, so it ain't going to get any worse, that's for sure. Not going to have a meltdown yet. I think the coming week it should get back up into the high 20s, low 30s, but still not enough to melt any ice. There's only 3 or 4 people out here. Of course, it is Friday. The weekends there'll be more people around. Since the fish aren't coming in here, I think I might just get a cup of coffee going here. Might be time for my tasty cake apple pie. Is there any particular reason do you believe that this year is better? Well, the only reason is it's been a cold, cold winter. And that's the only reason we have great. I mean, the fishing's not that much better, but the ice itself is fantastic. The river's frozen. All the lakes around here are frozen. Most of them have very good, safe ice on. Are you at the same lake you were at a couple? Yeah, Tim, I'm on Marsh Creek. I'm not too far from where I was. I was in 33 feet of water the other day. Today I figured I'd move in a little closer than the 25. So I'm probably 100 yards away from where I was the other day. right in the same cove. I think next week when I come out, I'm going to go out in the middle of the lake. There's a couple of good humps out there, and I'm going to try to get on one of them. That usually has fish. That's kind of a structure that the fish will be hanging around. So we're going to give that a shot. Mom, a 35-year-old man, and I have a question, please. Have you ever seen a life like the one in the world living or anything like it in your past between his and hers official? Not sure what you're asking. Are you sure? Have you ever seen a life like the one in the world? Okay. Well, you're 35. I'm double that. So I could say yes, but I'm not going to get into it. That's kind of leaning toward the politics side, and I don't do that. But there's been a lot of times it's been different. Yeah, Anthony, a little political. Just don't get any more. We don't do politics, religion, and we don't do any stupid stuff on this channel. No, don't remove him. It's just he's the first time coming in. I'm trying to explain to him what we're doing. He seems like a pretty good person. But Anthony, thanks for asking. I appreciate that. Nakamixon. The first time I ever went ice fishing in 1977, I fished on Nakamixon. Other than that, I have never ice fished there again. I've done a lot of open water fishing on Nakamixon. Yeah, there's a beautiful bass in that lake and muskies. And it's a pretty long drive for me, so I haven't got up there. I know they got good ice there on 3 Mile and probably out of the marina as well. But I just don't do it. Do I like fly? Print realty, do I like fly? I've never in my life done any fly fishing. I got nothing against it. I like the concept. I like to watch people do it, but I've never tried it. And I think it's basically because I don't really fish for trout a lot. I'm not into the trout scene. And again, nothing against it, but I like my bass and muskies and walleyes and that kind of stuff. I just never got hooked on trout fishing. Although I do have a trout license, just in case. My phone's down to 30, so I'm going to take a minute and hook up my charger so I don't lose you guys. So hang on, I'm going to do a little moving around here. Got a nice solar charger I'll be hooking up. Oh yes. Oh wait, I got a message. All right, just hang on. I gotta get this charger hooked up. Hang on, folks. Hang on, I'm gonna move you all around. Don't panic. Don't panic. Charger's on. Let me put it in a good safe spot. I know I'm moving you all around. Just don't panic. All right, we're gonna get back to normal here in a minute. Whew. Okay, let's see. What am I doing here? I've been yet my grandpa's old fly pole. I was wondering. Well, print realty, I'm sure you can get plenty of tips from other people, but not me. I just don't know that much about it. Yeah, Anthony, you're right. You don't have to fly fish for trout, but I just never got into it. Never got into the fly fishing thing. It's a whole nother it's a whole nother ball game, and I don't think I want to get into the extra expensive, all the special stuff. Anyway, that's just the way I feel about it. Nothing against it, just don't need to do it. 50 perch? No, not really. I think I've only got 5. They kind of quit here for a while. Nothing on the tip ups, and I can't get a perch to show up on the flasher. Yeah, a lot of people fly fish for, muskies and bass and panfish and tarpon and everything, but just never got into it. But it definitely is not just for trout. Bonefish, tarpon. The flies can be really, really small or really, really big, depending on what you're fishing for. I can't get a fish to come look at my bait right now. Tying flies are almost not. Yeah, see, that's another thing too. Then if I got into fly fishing, then I'd have to start tying my flies. And I was at a yard sale a few years ago, and the guy was selling a whole bunch of fly tying equipment and all kinds of feathers and a whole lot of them. And I bought them just because I knew I could resell them, and I resold them, made a little bit of a profit. But yeah, everything, fly tying machines and all the feathers and odds and ends that you make flies out of. And it was a lot of them. Yeah, I can't get a perch to come look at my lure now. I don't know what happened. They quit. 10 o'clock, yeah, they usually around 10:30 they start slowing down. I have one guy that said he's going to come out and pay me a visit. Yeah, I need a good voice. Yep, can't get a fish to look. I think I'll put a white jig on, because again, this lake is really clear water, and I think white might do the trick right now. So it might be time to change up color. Sometimes that's all it takes. Get rid of this hot pink one. So hold on, folks. We're going to do a little maintenance. Yeah. Pick out a nice white jig and put it on. Now the little jig that I had oh, there it is. All right. Pick out a nice white one here. I don't want one with treble hooks. I want maybe something like this. A little bit of white and a little bit of red, huh? I think that would do it. Oh, wait, what's this here? Yeah. Okay, let's try this. Sometimes just the change in color will make a big difference as the day moves from, early morning to afternoon. So, let me move around here and tie this one on. All I need is another pair of eyes to put this thing on. Oh my God. I can't even see what I'm doing. We're getting there though. Bear with me, folks. I'm moving around because I'm putting a different lure on. All right. So now we got this lure on. And we'll put a wax worm on this. You got a super duper lure. Yeah, this is a super duper lure. I like it. I like it. Come on. Now we're going to make it even more super duper by putting a couple wax worms on it. Little wax worm, just hook him up, thread him on there like a champ. I like to put 2 wax worms on because then when the fish come around, they see it as a big meal. All right, let's get it down there and see if my lure choice makes any difference. Down it goes. Still nothing on the tip-ups. I don't know why. Usually I have good luck on tip-ups on this lake. Okay, fish, come on. Fresh bait, new lure, let's go get them. George Hen, good morning to you. Good to see you drop in here. Bronze medal. Thank you very much for the bronze medal. Looks like you're hunkered down in the Eskimo tent there. It's just a Eskimo flip over. I think they make a little bit of a wide one. This is a single person one. It's just right for me. But a witness, thanks for asking. Thanks for coming in to check things out. I had been catching some perch. We had some perch action earlier, but probably for the last half hour, they seem to have shut down. So we're just playing around a little bit, enjoying the chat. Got 2 tip-ups out there and a jaw jacker, but there's a fish. But the tip-ups aren't doing it. I got big bait on, big minnows on them. I just had a fish come up to look at the lure, but he went back down. What state am I in? I'm in southeast Pennsylvania. You can Google it. It's Marsh Creek State Park. It's a nice 630 some acre lake. It's got a good supply of panfish, although not very big. It's got nice bass and a lot of muskies. So right now we're just jigging for panfish, although the tip ups that I have out there are hooked up with some real big minnows. So I was hoping I'd catch like a 4-inch perch, a teeny little one, because that's what the muskies are like, and they're eating perch. Here comes a fish. Boy, he come running up off the bottom for it. There he is. This will probably be another perch, but let's see. At least the lure change possibly is working. Yep, little perch. Not too bad. Pretty nice, pretty nice. Ouch, ouch, ouch. The perch have a real, if you guys don't know, they have a real sharp, right there on their gill cover. It's like a little needle. And boy, if they nail you with that, it hurts. But there he is. Nice little yellow perch. Back in he goes. Go down. Go down. There he goes. Takes him a minute to realize that they're free again. So, color change of lure seemed to be the ticket right now. Changed over to basically a white one because the water's so clear, and it's, as the time moves on from early morning to mid-morning, sometimes a change of color does the trick. But a white lure is always good in clear water. You know, when I was a kid, there was a super duper lure. It was U-shaped, and when it was in the water and the sun hit it, it sparked. A U-shaped lure. I don't know about that one. Let's see what I miss here. They didn't shut down. They moved. Yeah, Anthony, you're right. They moved. They don't just sit in one place. They kind of move around. They will be back. I know when I was a kid, there was a super duper lure, a U-shaped lure. I don't know what the heck that could have been. Anyway, Anthony, if you're leaving, thank you very much for being here today. I appreciate your help. Hope to see you again. Have a good day. It's been a very good chat. Everybody's been quite nice today. I have one person that I think is going to come visit me today. I don't know where he is yet, though, but I think he was over on a different lake this morning. See if we can get another one to come up here. I wish the heck something would take one of them big minnows that I got on tip-ups. Here comes a fish. Come on, fish. Come on up out of there. The flasher definitely helps let you know that at least you got a fish around. And then, like I said before, you got to figure out how to present your lure, what to do. Do they want it to sit still, or do they want it to move, or do they want it to go up or down? So you got to figure out what'll make them take the hit, take the bite, take the bait. Here he comes. He's coming up off the bottom. There he is. He's looking at the lure. Yep, missed him. They're not hitting hard. They're just barely touching the lure. You really got to be sensitive to them. Yeah, I'd like to see it, Timothy, if you can. A U-shaped lure. I don't know what the heck that could have been. Sounds kind of weird. I wouldn't think it has very good action in the water, but Well, I'm almost that vintage too. I'm a little older, but it just doesn't ring a bell. Was it a bass lure or what the heck? What kind of lure was it? George, you are right. You just gotta figure out what that cadence is. Mush Butler, good morning to you. I'm catching perch every now and then, not a whole bunch of them, but I think I got 5 or 6 now. I do have tip-ups out with big minnows on for bass or muskies, but they're not doing anything either. But we are catching a perch every now and then here. We're having a good time. It's a good chat. I'm thinking U-shaped lure. I like that. And again, Tim, was that a bass fishing lure or some other specific lure designed for something else? A U-shaped lure. I'm running pictures through my head of all the old lures I used to have. I can't remember anything being U-shaped. Which state am I in? I'm in southeast Pennsylvania. Thanks for asking, Mush. Southeast Pennsylvania, Marsh Creek State Park Lake. You can Google that. But boy, we got good ice this year. We got really good ice this year compared to most of the other years. So a lot of people are enjoying good ice fishing season. Oh, you're in Coachville. Well, the perch normally, yeah, the perch are basically dinks. If I think I might have got one that was 8 inches. Most of them are anywhere from 6 to 9 inches. That's pretty normal for this lake nowadays. It had been much better years ago, but the ice is great. The whole lake's froze. I'm sitting on probably 7 or 8 inches of nice clear ice, and then that's got 3 or 4 inches of snow ice on top of it. But the whole lake is frozen. I don't think there's anywhere on the lake that I'd be afraid to go. But I'm not telling you to run out there crazy. You got to be cautious no matter what you do. Allure Jensen Super Duper. That kind of rings a bell, but I'm going to have to look it up on Google. Hudson, well, if you haven't had a chance to go ice fishing, if you're somewhere where the lakes freeze up, you're missing out on a good time. You're Mush, do I know you? No, I don't know you. Other than you being in the chat just now, I don't know you. In Coachville, you must fish, what's that lake over that way? Well, Struble Lake, but there's another one there that it's kind of a reservoir you guys fish. I wish I lived in Washington, not cold enough. Yeah, it's not cold enough there for ice. Well, you could always take a trip. There's plenty of lakes in the north, in the Great White North that have ice fishing guides, and they put out huts, and you can rent a hut for a day, and they supply everything you need. That's kind of one way to do it. Chambers. I haven't been over to Chambers for a long time. I know that that's a Panfish enhancement lake. I had been thinking about getting over there, but the panfish are, the crappies got to be 9 inches. The sunfish, I think, have to be 9. Nothing wrong with that. At least I wish they'd do that to this lake. It might help. But I haven't been over to Chambers probably for 2 years. I put my kayak in there one year. That's still not the one I was thinking of. There's another. It's a reservoir you got over there, and it's considered a reservoir, not a lake. Octorora. Am I right? Octorora Lake. Got a rainbow, a 7-pound rainbow. That's a nice trout. You know what, Mush? I've been fishing Marsh Creek since 1976. 1977. I know it like the back of my hand, man. I know every hump and bump and everything else. So yeah, you fishing it since the early '80s. You probably know it just as well. Lee Hale, thanks for dropping in. I did ice fishing when I was younger. I'll be back out when it's gone. Okay. Well, we are definitely enjoying a good year for ice fishing here in southeast Pennsylvania. We're having an ice fishing year like we haven't had for a long time. And I'll tell you what, Mush, if you've been ice fishing that long, you probably remember this lake putting out some really nice jumbo perch, walleyes, and big crappies, but those days are long gone. But boy, yeah, in the 80s and even in the early 90s, it was jumbo perch around here. I mean, 10, 12, 14 inches was not that rare. Are you fishing Chalfont? Yep, I'm right off of Chalfont Road. Parked right there at the bottom of the hill and walked out. Chalfont is spelled with a, well, you spelled it at least where I know what you're talking about, but it's spelled different. Chalfont. Don't mean to correct you, but I had to. Ryan Fojektik, or whatever you pronounce that as, hello to you. Thanks for dropping by and checking things out. Yeah, Mush, a 14-incher. I mean, back then, they weren't that rare to get 10, 12, 14 inches. I always thought there was a state record perch in this lake, but, then it went south on me. But for many years there in the 90s, I figured this is where the next state record was coming from. And then that went away. I'm not a negative guy, but the lake's got a lot of pressure now, and it's got a lot of muskies in it, and I think those two things are the main factors for the downsize in the perch and the crappies. The crappies, you're lucky if you get a 10-inch crappie here. Oh, you're using voice texting. That's all right. As long as it's close, I can figure out what you're saying. Any of you folks that have a YouTube channel, I'll be glad to check it out. If you go to my channel, pick any video out at all, leave any comment, and then when I see your comment, I'll be able to get to check out your channel. And if I like your content and what you're doing, I'll definitely subscribe back to you. The Susquehanna, you spelled that right. That's pretty good. We're catching yellow perch to 14 inches before the ice, yeah. I don't get down there much, Lee. It's too far of a drive. And I am definitely not familiar with it at all. Been down there a few times with a buddy of mine on a boat, but not enough to really know anything about it. Matt, you're out in Minnesota. I'm in southeast Pennsylvania, Matt. We're having a heck of a good ice fishing year this year compared to most. And of course, I know up where you're at, that's no big deal, but where do you fish in Minnesota? What lake is your favorite lake? David, you're asking how thick the ice has to be. That's a question that you really can't come up with a positive answer. But if you look at any website that tells you about ice fishing, it'll recommend at least 4 inches of good black ice. But you got to be really careful. There's no ice that's really safe, but you just got to figure what you got. But a good black clear ice is the best you can get. If you get a snow cover on 2 or 3 inches of ice, you're in trouble. We had a about 3 inches of ice on this lake before the big storm 2 weeks ago. But since then, it's been real cold and the ice has built up a little bit. The snow blew off because, of course, as you know, the snow on the ice, it insulates the ice and it doesn't get any thicker. So asking about safe ice is a tough one to answer. You just got to be real careful. Let's see. Hello from Sterling, Virginia. Ed Pickering. Good morning. Thanks for dropping by and checking things out. You've been out on 2 inches. Yeah, I have too. But it's you got to admit it's kind of a shaky situation. I've been out on ice up in Canada where the boats were going by in the open water, and the wake of the boats were lifting the ice up where I was fishing. So that was kind of crazy. You're on the border of Minnesota and North Dakota. I'm in a perfect spot, about an hour from Devil's Lake. Boy, I'd like to fish Devil's Lake. That's known for big perch. I know that. Perch and pike, I think. A couple hours from. Boy, you are in a good spot. Wow, you're in a really good spot, Matt. I envy you. Joe Medigo. I don't know that name at all. I'm pretty much a loner there, Mush. I used to have a buddy that'd go fishing with me, but he doesn't do it anymore. His health has kept him from getting out. But I'm pretty much a loner. Don't recognize that name. Joe Megdo. If you can put up with minus 20. Well, Matt, you can put up with it as long as you got a hut of some sort to get in. But and something else too, if it gets real windy, if it's 20 degrees, on the positive side and it gets windy, it's still nasty. So a lot of it has to do with wind. I've fished up in Canada many times where it was, 0 degrees or less, but no wind, and you can survive if you're dressed properly. But you add a little bit of wind to 10 degrees and it's nasty. Travis, yeah, I am. I'm right now. I'm planning on going to that meetup. Matter of fact, I have a bunch of stuff I'm going to donate for the, I don't know, door prizes or whatever they're talking about. Minus 48 with the wind chill last week. That's nice. Well, this is the best day we're going to have for a while. There's a cold front coming in tonight. It's going to drop the temperature down into single digits, and the wind's going to pick up nasty tonight and tomorrow, and it's going to be in the minus figure for wind chill factor. So we're going to have a couple days here where it's not going to be good to be outside. Dan, boys, man, it's not bad. It's nice here today. I'm sitting in a hut because it just makes me more comfortable, but I could be out there without the heater. There's no wind at all. Matt, thank you for subscribing. I appreciate it. Good talking to you today. I hope to see you next time. And if you get out there, stay safe. Good luck. You'll be there, Travis? That's good. I'm glad. I think a lot of people are going to come, but yeah, I would like to meet a lot of the people. The only people I really have met is, well, of course, Bob, Steve, Skeeter, and Scooter. Scooter and Skeeter. Other than that, I haven't met too many of the folks. I got to check my phone charger here. For some reason, it doesn't look like it's charging. Duh. I hate when that happens. There it goes. Sometimes you just got to unplug it and plug it in again. Oh, I wish one of those tip-ups would go. All right, I'm going to pour myself a little bit of coffee here. It's almost time for my tasty cake apple pie. Outdoors with Skeeter. Yo, bud, I was just talking about you. I mentioned that you're one of the four or five people that I've actually met. They were talking about, Travis asked me if I was coming to that meetup in April. And yeah, I would like to meet a few more of the people that do this crazy stuff. Skeeter, are you fishing today or are you hanging out at home? I'm catching a few perch every now and then. I think I got 5 or 6 so far, but nothing like it was the other day. Now I got my fishing reel stuck. Okay. Skeeter, I got the 3 tip-ups out with real big minnows, hoping for a bass or a musky, but they ain't doing nothing either. And right now the perch are far and few between, but I'm enjoying it. Well, we're not expecting a snowstorm. You might be up there. You might get a little more because you're a little bit north, but down here they're just saying a few snow squalls, but high winds, real cold. It's going to be a cold weekend. That's why I came out today. I'm not going to be out again until probably Tuesday or Wednesday next week when it calms down. But I think up where you're at, you might get a little bit more snow squalls than we do down here. What a great ice fishing season we're having. Tasty cake, apple pie. Yeah, Lee, I got it. It's somewhere around here. It's just a matter of getting it out. I don't know. Let me see if I can find it. Aha, there it is. There it is. Always have a tasty cake apple pie. I just haven't had the urge to break it out yet. And I just can't get a perch to come look at this lure. I'm going to take a little break here and pull the tent up and take a little walk around just to get the blood flowing again. It's like 70 degrees in this hut in here right now. I'm almost too warm. Hey Gabe, what's up? Not much. Good to see you come in though. Appreciate that. And catching a few perch every now and then. It's not a real hot bite, but they're coming in and out. I think I got 6 so far. So it's not great, but I'm having a good time. I got tip-ups out with real big minnows on, hoping for a bass or musky, but they've been quiet as well. Skeeter, I can't wait for spring to come, but I don't want to rush it because I'm having a heck of a good time getting out ice fishing. It's been better this year than it has for a long time. No, I'm not with Steve. I don't know if Steve's out fishing or not. I know Bob is. Dry's sweet. If Steve's fishing, he's probably with Bob over in the same lake. They're fishing for trout. And Bob being any fin is possible. Your next fish will be a perch. You know what? His and hers, you're probably you're probably right. I don't know where the crappies got to, but I used to catch crappies in this exact spot. But so if I had to bet on it, I would say next fish, if I get one, will be a perch. Excuse me. Yeah, Steve and Bob usually are together out there. I know a couple of days ago they were both out there. Steve finally got a trout, and I know he wants them so he can. Number one, he has them to eat, and then when he cut the head off, you keep the head for flathead bait later on in the spring and summer. Yeah, they're probably on two different lives. I know Steve will go live and Bob will go live, and then you can switch back and forth. So you could switch back and forth from them back over to here if you want. You know, a lot of people do that. A lot of people just switch back and forth. But Draw Sweet, I do appreciate you coming in to check out what I'm doing. May not be as exciting as anybody else, but still fun. Get my coffee here. I'll probably lift this shelter up in a minute and soon I'm done my coffee. I know I got somebody that said they'd come over and visit. So if he comes, I'll pop out of the tent for a few minutes. I can hear somebody walking this way, but I don't know who it is. I can see 4 or 5 guys out there. Cannot get a perch to come look at the bait right now. They just, they kind of shut off. They quit, man. They were here a while ago, but they simply just quit. I can hear people on both sides of me. So when I go outside, I'll show you around the lake. But I'm going to drink my coffee first. Got 10 people in here right now. Thanks everybody for hanging out. 72 likes is fantastic. I'm glad everybody likes what they see here. As usual, I wish I could catch more fish for y'all. Now, when I go outside, it's so bright, I really can't see the screen, so I'll basically just be showing you around as I take a walk around. You got to get out and take a walk around a little bit. I mean, it's so nice out. There's no wind. I could be fishing without the hut down, really. Come on, fish. Yeah, I don't know where the perch got to. They just, right around 10 o'clock or so, they quit. Quarter of 10, 10 o'clock, they left. It wasn't hot and heavy bite, but it was consistent. All right, I'm gonna go out a little bit and see what's happening outside. But when I lift this up, I'm telling you right now, I won't be able to see the chat because it's so bright, but you'll be able to look around a little bit. Beautiful day, no wind. Oh, look, we got some dogs on the ice. I can't see the screen, it's so dark. 3 people with dogs, another guy way down there, a couple people up this way. I see him ice skating way up the lake there. Now we'll take a walk down here where my tip-ups are. I got real big bait on the tip-ups, but I guess I ought to break the ice out around them. Hang on a minute. You leave them there long enough and it gets frozen and you got to break the ice out. So let's do that. If the ice gets too thick, it gets hard to pull the tip-ups up when you're ready to go. There's I don't know if you can see him or not, a little bird over there looking. Looks like somebody left some fish out in the ice. I don't know. Let's see what he's eating. He's eating something. He's eating something over here. Looks like somebody left a lot of little perch on the ice. You know, that's ridiculous to catch them and then just leave them on the ice. Look at all these, look at this. It looks like they filleted some and left the fillets there. Whoever did this is absolutely crazy. What is this here? That's a nice big perch there. Obviously the birds have been feeding on them. Looks like he was fishing in this hole. So that was a hot hole. But that's ridiculous to leave all that laying on the ice, although it does give the birds something to eat. That's horrible. Anyway, it was obviously, see, he was in shallow there. It's probably 15 feet deep. Could be where the perch are right now, but I ain't going to move. I'm too lazy to move. Again, folks, I cannot see the screen, so I can't answer any questions or anything. It's just too bright out here. I'm going to go back in the shack. Back in the shack. Back in the shack with the heater on. Back in the shack with the heater on. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Ugh. Whew. All right, let's see. I can see the screen now. Let's see, Melvis. Yeah, finally I'm gone out of ice fishing. We're having a good ice fishing year this year down here. The fishing's slow, but the ice is great. Sad, what in the world? Yeah, Travis, whoever did that, you know, this just ain't right to just catch those fish and just throw them over the ice and not keep them. Although it is giving the birds something to eat, so. That's a shame either. If you're going to keep them, you keep them. If you're going to not keep them, you got to let them go. But whoever it was there caught A lot of perch. It looks like they filleted quite a few of them and then left the skin on the ice. But they were obviously in a good hole. Don't know when that was. It was probably yesterday. Looks like it's about that old. So anyway, see if we can get something going here again. Do a little jigging, a little fast jigging. See if I could change. If I had the urge to change, I'd go down in there where they caught all them and fish in there, because it's about 15 feet deep right in there. That could be where the perch have moved up to. They will move around from the deep water, then they'll go up shallow and feed, and then they'll come back into deep water. You just never know. But I don't feel like picking up everything and moving down that way. But I'm kind of talking myself into it. That would definitely be the thing to do. And then once I got down there, I wish I'd be sitting there saying, gee, I should have stayed up here where I was. So I might as well just stay up here. When did I get on? Around 8 o'clock or so. I got on and it's almost 11. 8, 9, 10, 8, 9, 10, 11, 3 hours. Having a good time though, having a good time. I might just have to pick up and move down into shallow water. Man, I am talking myself into it. Because there ain't no fish here anymore. What's up? Let's see, who's this? Sean Hollenbach. Hey, Sean, thanks for coming in. Appreciate that. And I had a little bit of luck on perch earlier. I think I got 5 or 6. But right now it's kind of dead. So I'm fishing for panfish. I do have 3 tip-ups out with big minnows on, hopefully to catch a bass or a musky. But I'm sitting in my little shack here just trying to jig up a few more perch or something. Sean, where are you from? Which state are you in? I always like to know when people come in. I like to know, where you're at. What state? What country? I'm in southeast Pennsylvania. I'm on Marsh Creek Lake, upstate New York. Near anything there, Sean? What town are you from? What town is near you anyway? What big town? I'm pretty familiar with New York. Oneida Lake is one of my favorite lakes. Go the other side of the state. I like the one over near Jamestown. What is it, Chautauqua? Rod Wilson, good morning. Thanks for dropping by. Not having a lot of action here right now. We had a little bit before, but right now the perch seem to have moved away. I was just in Pennsylvania, York. I'm on my way I'm way up near Canada, Clinton Prison. Never heard of Clinton Prison. I know I go up 81 as I go up to Canada, and I get, I guess Clayton is right there on the border. I go through Watertown, Syracuse, up that way. And I really don't spread out too much farther than Route 81 and the towns that are around there. Where the escape was. Oh, okay. Yeah, I remember that. I remember I don't know how old you are, but you remember Attica? There's another good New York prison. Attica, Attica. Some of you folks might remember Attica, but some of you probably don't. It was a while ago. Okay, crazy. You remember? Yeah, that was something. That was something. Anyway, back to fishing. It's always nice though to know where people are from. I can relate to them that way. Get some common ground going. But because I'm pretty familiar with a lot of places I've been around in all my years. Because I'm a pretty old dude, you can see. So I've been around the area quite a bit. You're an avid ice fisherman, a lot of perch, northern pike, walleye. Yep, that's what I like too. I've done a lot of ice fishing up in Canada for the big walleyes and pike and stuff. Down here we don't have that luxury in my area of too many lakes having pike. A couple of them have walleyes. The lake I'm on today, oh, Lake Champlain, yeah. Never fished there, but I know where it is and know about it. I know you can rip the bottom end out of your motor if you don't know where you're at up there. But what was I saying? The lake I'm on now has pretty good supply of panfish, although they don't get very big. A 10-inch perch would be a real treat. A 10-inch walleye a 10-inch crappie would be a real treat. But it does have a good bass population, and it's got a lot of muskies. Used to have walleyes, but they're long gone. They don't stock them anymore. So Sean, how come you ain't out there today? You ought to have some really good ice all over the place. Only hope, sin, prayer. Okay, hit the list. Thank you very much for coming in and saying hello to us. Appreciate that. Oh, you're at work. Shame on you. Well, I'm retired, so I can get out whenever I want. Thank you for the floating heart. I appreciate that. Appreciate you coming in, folks. I do. I'll say it again. I say it every once in a while when I'm alive. If you have a YouTube channel, I hope you can subscribe to mine. But if you go to any one of my videos, leave a comment. When I see that comment, that lets me get back to your channel. I'll check out your channel, and if I like your content, I'll definitely subscribe back. You're a roofer in this weather? Oh, God. I remember doing that. I did a little bit of that years ago. I drive around. If I see people putting a new roof on in the wintertime, I think, boy, those guys are tough, but they got to be suffering. Do you have your own business, Sean, or are you working for somebody? Boy, is it hot in here? Whew. I'll bet it's got to be 75, 80 degrees in this hut. It's really hot. Ah. Oh, I wish these perch had come back around. Maybe I should move to shallower water. But that would require me to drill another hole. And at this point, I'm getting pretty lazy. Da-da-da. Come on, fish, you can get a couple more bites out of this. I'm just using a little white and red jig with a wax worm, and it had been working, but it's the fish just aren't around right now. But they'll be back. I think it's about time to eat my apple pie. Shirley, which state am I in? I'm in southeast Pennsylvania. If you want to Google it, I'm on Marsh Creek State Park. It's a nice little lake that is close to home. What state are you in there, Shirley? I always like to know where people are that come into the live to check things out. I'd like to know where everybody is. So you have to share the information. See, if I answer your questions, you have to answer my questions. That's only fair. Yep, it's pretty hot in this little tent. All right, time for a cup of coffee and a snack. I'll just let the lure sit there and maybe a fish will come up and get it. Time for a cup of coffee. And I am, for those of you that follow me on my lives, you know I'm addicted to tasty cake apple pies. Whether I'm fishing for flathead catfish or ice fishing, that is my favorite little snack. Oops, look out. Banging things around. For those of you that don't know what tasty cake apple pie is, you might not have it in your area. What the heck's going on? Somebody's yelling about something. Oh, the hostess pies, yeah. Not quite. These are better than the hostess pies. Only problem with it when they're cold, they're kind of stiff. But they're pretty good. Yep, there's no fish right here right now. Oh yeah, it's a nice flaky crust. Boston cream pie. That's tough to beat. Where? Oh, where? My fiance is in Pittsburgh doing an internship with the Penguins. Oh, nice. You're from Iowa. Hawkeye Recreation and Hunting Ground. Never heard of them, but good. Thank you for answering that. Shirley, I'll mostly catch and release, but today I am keeping a couple because I do like to have a little bit of a fish fry now and then. So, but 99% of the fish I catch go back. Once in a while, I'll keep a few for my. I just saw a fish come in here for my little fish fry, but very rarely. So a little bit of both, but mostly catch and release. I just saw a fish come in here. I saw it on my flasher. So he didn't. So he's around. Let's see if we can catch him. Come on. They come and go. I got that little minnow swimming around in my hole there. He's one I had on one of my hooks, and I put him back in the water, and he hasn't been able to go down. My tip ups have real big minnows on, but they're not getting any attention either. Boy, I'll put it back down here. You don't have many good eating fish. It tastes like turds. That's pretty bad. Well, I don't eat any fish out of the local river around here. It's a Schuylkill River. And I don't think too many people eat fish out of that river. And again, I don't keep many. In the wintertime, once in a while, I'll keep a few for fish fry. In the summertime, it's kind of really rare for me to keep anything. I put everything back. But I do a lot of flathead catfish fishing, channel cats, bass fishing. But I never keep any of them. It's all just fun. Saving Grace. Hmm. Thanks for dropping in. Appreciate that. Oh my God. Wait a minute. Hold on now. Don't all of a sudden. Blah, blah, blah. We have the Mississippi to fish on, which is fun, but like I said, don't want to eat. Blah, blah, blah. Butterflies. When are you and Ed going to get out? You're missing it. Yeah. No, I don't eat fish in the Schuylkill River. That's funny. I know a couple days ago, you guys, Ed said he was feeling a little under the weather. I hope he's feeling better. I wish you guys could come out. The ice on Marsh Creek is just absolutely great all over the whole lake. I'm going to let this weekend pass, and then next week, probably Tuesday or Wednesday, whenever it's not too windy, I'm going to be out on the lake again. I think I'll go out to the middle of the lake. There's a big hump out there, and the fish tend to get attracted to it. It sure would be nice to have you guys out. But today's great. There's no wind. I guess the temperature, I don't know what the temperature is, but it's probably in the high teens, low 20s. But I'm sitting in my hut because it's just so nice and warm. But I could be out there without the heater if I wanted to. I got tip-ups out with big minnows on, but they're not getting any attention. And I had been catching perch every now and then. I think I got 6 today. And then they've been, they disappeared around 10 o'clock. So now I'm waiting for them to reappear. Yeah, the wind today is no problem. The ice is great. I'm sitting on probably 7 inches of good black ice, and it's probably got 3 inches of white ice on top of that. So it's as good as it's been for a long time, and the whole lake, I would guess, is safe. There's people out and about in other spots. Planning for Wednesday. That's kind of what I'm doing. Where are you going to go? It's supposed to be a little nicer by Tuesday or Wednesday as far as temperature goes, and hopefully the wind will die down from this weekend. This front coming through is going to be pretty nasty. But I've been live since about 8 o'clock. Do you know where you plan on going on Wednesday if you go? I think the wind is supposed to pick up around here somewhere around 1 or 2 o'clock, but not bad though. Tonight though, it's going to get that cold front's coming in and it's going to blow everything apart. I should pick up here and move into shallower water because I think that's where the perch got to, but I'm lazy. I don't feel like picking up everything and drilling another hole. But you know what? I think I will. Ooh, frog. Excuse me. White's Mill. Where's White's Mill? Oh, yeah. Is that little lake that Bob fishes on all the time? Fishing with Papa, good morning. It's 11 o'clock here. Thanks for dropping in. Appreciate it. It's going well. It's going well. I hope you're doing the same. And the fishing's a little slow, but it's going well. I can't complain. Yeah, that's a real little lake. I know it's got some fish in it, but, and again, I forget where the heck it is. I thought there was another name to that lake. I forget what it is. I know he catches quite a few nice pickerel there. He catches so many of them, and he's got a couple of them named. But I kind of like Marsh Creek, especially because this or Struble Lake, because the good panfish, usually a good panfish bite, especially with Struble. The only thing wrong with Struble is such a long pull to get out into deeper water. You got to go out 500 yards to get into 15, 20 feet. Anyway, I just can't get a fish to pay attention to my lure right now. Well, I hope you do get out there, and I hope you get that big shelter set up that you got. That should make things very nice. But if you do actually make it happen, let me know at least one day in advance, and I might just pop in there with y'all. Yeah, the blue heron is around, but not near me because I'm sitting in my shelter. If I had it, if I wasn't inside, he'd probably come over and check it out. But somebody was fishing yesterday about 50 yards from where I'm at, and they left fish all over the ice. They made a big mess of things. So that's kind of horrible. I actually showed that on the video a while ago, maybe a half hour ago. Yeah, you know what else you can do? You can also send me directions to that lake. I know you did once before, but I lost it. I think that lake has a different name than what you call it. And I can't remember what the heck it is. I've looked at it a few times on Google Maps, and it's got a different name. Losers. What does that mean there, fishing with Papa? What does that mean? You must explain yourself, fishing with Papa. Please explain yourself. That's comment. Just didn't look right. Oh, okay. Okay, got it. Fishing with Papa, okay. Yeah, if you go back on the video about a half hour, you'll see I walked out in the ice and showed you around. I don't know why they would do that. Looks like they threw some whole fish out, and then it looks like they filleted quite a few fish and just threw the skin out there. Now the birds are, eating it, and probably the foxes too, but still, it's not what you should be doing. Yeah, you see it all the time. Even in the summer, you go to your spots and you find somebody has left trash all over the place. It just amazes me that people can't just stick the trash in their pocket and take it home with them. Come on, fishy fish. Well, at least you're out there trying. What the heck? Butterflies, do you guys have a flasher that you use when you're ice fishing? Or do you just do it blindly? Well, that's a very good policy there. Fishing with Papa, that's a good policy. I always try to take something out that somebody else left. I try to You know, I don't go along with a bag and a thing to pick everything up, but I try to pick up whatever I can if it's right in my same area. Then I throw it out my window on the way home. No, no, I take it home and throw it in the trash. Oh, you gotta have a little fun. You're blind most of the time. Yeah, I've been fishing with a flasher for so long, I almost can't fish without it. It's like a video game. Oh, yeah. All right, I think I'm going to pick up here and move into shallower water because the fish don't seem to be here. So, if I'm going to get any fish for a fish fry tonight, I think I better go find them. So, with that being said, oh my. And let's see, I got to turn off my heater. Got to do a whole bunch of stuff. So, anyway, let's do this. One more thing here. One more thing before I go. I am gonna shut down the live, folks. I appreciate. Hang on a minute. Hang on, folks. Hang on. All right. Let's see what we got here. Thank you. Okay, everybody, I am going to shut down. Thanks, everybody, for coming in. I appreciate that. You know it. Hope you all have a good day. Stay safe if you get out there ice fishing. And I probably won't get back on until either Tuesday or Wednesday of next week. We got a big weather front coming in. It's going to mess things up for a while. But thanks, everybody, for coming in. If you want to check out some more ice fishing, since I'm going off, check out Any Fin Is Possible. He's out fishing with, I think Steve, Fishing with Steve is with him. They're out fishing for trout. You might see some action there, but it's always a good live that Bob puts on. So, see you all later. Have a safe weekend. Stay safe, folks. Stay safe.